Y'all, so Jay-Z is back in the news. I'm going to do a quick video on this. He's back in the news because, first of all, Nicki is not taking her foot off his neck. That's one part of it. But I'm also seeing where Nessa, who is actually in a relationship with Colin Kaepernick, she is actually, they're claiming that Jay-Z and Roc Nation were leading a smear campaign against him. This is like at that time where he, took the knee, and was standing for violence against, of course, people of color. And I just remember, I think what I remember about the whole situation was just that I felt like he was taking a knee. Some other people were standing with him in solidarity. And then it feels like for some reason he stopped playing. He got a settlement. He was trying to get back into the game. But it's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like, think about it like this. It's like you get into it with your job. Just think about this for a second. You get into it with your job because of something that you feel isn't right. And then you sue them, you win a settlement, and now you want to go back and work for them. I'm like, like what company wants you to work for them? Like once you sue them, they're like, they want you out of there. They want to cut ties with you. I'm not even talking about the Jay-Z part. I'm talking about like what company in their right mind is going to go through a huge, epic, public battle with you, give you millions of dollars to settle, why would they want you back? Like, make that make sense. And it's like the NFL is an organization. So whether you go to like the Giants or you go to the Saints or you go to whomever, it's still a part of that organization, like the NFL organization. So and I'm just confused as to what. And then of course I'm reading some of the comments and people like, well, he did like set you up for like a game, and set you up for like a to attend this, some type of session, and you didn't report. But sometimes things are not always what they seem. So Nessa Diab accuses Jay-Z and Roc Nation of leading a smear campaign against Colin Kaepernick. I haven't heard about Colin Kaepernick since Jesus was a baby. Honestly. So she tags Nicki Minaj exposing smear campaign tactics that Jay-Z, Roc Nation, Desiree Perez. This lady Desiree Perez is something else, huh? Desiree Perez did to her behind the scenes is very similar to what I was told they did to Colin Kaepernick when Jay-Z purposely co-opted Colin's protest by siding with the NFL to help their image. So they're saying he wasn't being helpful. Like, he made it seem like he was trying to extend some type of, hand to Colin Kaepernick. But what she's saying is that behind the scenes, he actually sided with the NFL in order to restore their image to help restore their image after they blackballed Colin for his protest. So she's saying like that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it be smoke and mirrors, right? That's like saying I can act like I'm getting along to get along, and I'm not really getting along, right? I'm really not. So, she's saying that let's see, Nicki claims are similar to what she was told happened to Kaepernick, alleging that Jay-Z sided with the NFL and helped clean up their image after blackballing Kaepernick from protesting. She also claimed Roc Nation accepted millions from the league to shift the narrative away from boycotting. Give me the energy around Jay-Z and Roc Nation. Did they do a smear campaign on Colin Kaepernick? Well, first of all, did they side with the NFL? They have Ten of Swords energy. So that Ten of Swords energy, that means they did something behind the scenes, right? They That's what that talks about. Give me the energy around Jay-Z. Did he secretly work with was he in talks with the higher ups with the NFL to clean up their image, to help them out? Was he really on their side? He has a star card, the Six of Swords, the Ace of Swords. There's some truth to it. So the star card is basically in the reverse, is when Colin started to protest and started to bring that attention to the NFL about the way they were operating, right? When you look at the star card, it's about kind of, bringing the organization down. When you ask the question, did Jay-Z help them move away from it? Six of Swords is here. The Six of Swords represents moving them away from the drama, moving them away from the limelight, moving them away from the negativity. Even when you look at the Six of Swords, if you look at this card really, really well, it's moving them away from choppy water into clear waters. So this is what this means. Also, to restore what? Ace of Swords is like to give clarity, to clear the way, like, on Nigel, whatever her name is, sweeping change, taking something that was chaos and bringing it into positivity. So it does show in the messages that he had a hand in that, right? What was his advantage to helping the NFL spirit? What was Jay-Z, Rock Nation, Desiree Perez's advantage to helping them move away from this, allegedly smearing Colin Kaepernick? Give me the energy around it. And he has the, that's the Empress. That's a growth aspect. Help his business grow. That's like saying they could have made something. The Empress is about giving something generous, nurturing, fertilizing the plant, right? This is all about giving somebody abundance. So there is an abundance aspect when you say, how did Jay-Z benefit off of this? There's an abundance aspect to it. Like, I mean, he tried to make it seem like he don't want to be performing for this and he don't want to be performing for that. Give me the energy around, Jay-Z. He's like in the NFL. Give me one message around Jay-Z in the NFL. And then he has the Queen of Wands with them, along with the Nine of Wands. When you look at this Queen of Wands and this Nine of Wands, again, this is representing helping them to move away from, like, the NFL was truly experiencing backlash from this. I remember, like, it looked ugly. It looked so. I remember that experience with Colin and the NFL started to get so muddled that even the president started getting involved. Even the president started to get, I remember them even saying, like, if you don't start standing up, you're gonna, we're gonna sanction you. Like, it started getting to that point. So when you look at these two messages here, this talks about Jay-Z had a motive. And the motive, again, is the abundance aspect. You know what? When you look at him, it's like his name being a lot of stuff. And a lot of people, sometimes we're like, damn, they be blaming Rock Nation for everything. But it feels like, when you sit down and you get people like Colin Kaepernick, who don't bother nobody, and you get Nessa, who's always had a good, solid reputation for being straightforward and stand-up type of person, like, you can start saying, damn, that, like, maybe there is some truth. Because it's like, when you hear certain people talk, I remember even when Terry Lane's dad tried to go live, it's like his live got shut down. Nicki Minaj is saying, I think there are two things that's true. I think Nicki Minaj, definitely is experiencing some backlash for speaking out. I also think that, there's something happening. I mean, she also has to remember, she has a fan base that be on there doing stuff and making, and doing certain things that could also affect her social media as well. And some of the stuff she be saying, that's why she be taking it to another area. But it just seemed like Jay-Z, Rock Nation, I mean, like, y'all be in all kind of mess, like, for real. Will more people expose Jay-Z, like legitimate situations? Not Nessa said about what she heard, There is some truth to that. But will, like, people who actually can bring and provide a receipt, will they actually come forward and say, you know what, this happened to me, that happened to me at the hands of Jay-Z, Rock Nation, Title, whomever? Like, will they start to get more and more people who will stand up? Oh, these cards are just flying everywhere. So when you do look at it, you have the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Cups here, Empress in reverse, Lovers in reverse. You will see more people standing up about what happened. When you see that Lovers in reverse, that represents more people who have a broken relationship with them, that have a problem with them, who have disharmony with them, who like, just because you Jay-Z, Rock Nation, Title, you got some, you think like, it's amazing how some guy that was just literally on the block some years ago just think he could come in here and be fucking shit up, like messing with people. Even with that Lil Wayne situation, even though I feel like Lil Wayne's music wasn't technically for the to play to that certain audience, like for the Super Bowl, I still felt like there was some shady business behind it, right? Even like it still was to humble him, to humble Drake, to humble the that group of people. And I said this the other day over the fact that, what you mad because they became the big three for real in real life. Nicki Minaj, Drake, and Wayne leading the way. Like, that's, to me, like, it was a problem. But to answer the question, when you see this this Lovers card, this represents more people. This can represent more people coming out talking about, like, their experiences, their frustrations, the obstacles that they face, the things, the experiences that they had at the hands of these people. When you sit down and you look at this too, this talks about, like, you know what? Also too, they have to take ownership. Getting yourself mixed up with people, not getting clear, getting yourself mixed up with what you want to say, lions, tigers, not paying attention to your paperwork, not, just doing stuff you ain't got no business doing, or just not paying attention. But it does show the messages. Jay-Z, my friend, you're gonna be the hangman in a minute. And this Three of Swords with this hangman represents, guess what? People are gonna talk about your sabotaging. People are gonna talk about you having motives. People are gonna talk about your hidden agendas. People are gonna talk about, like, and also too, the fact that if they feel like if they speak out, it's gonna be an issue, right? Give me the energy around this lady, Desiree Perez. She seemed like a little troublemaking. I mean, what is going on? Why? I mean, what is happening with this woman? Give me the energy around Desiree Perez. I mean, is everybody just blaming this woman, or is she really someone you can't trust? She has moon energy in reverse. You really can't trust this heifer. You really can't. I don't know this lady from a hole in the wall. But when you look at it, she got the first thing come out is confusion, right? And, somebody who will manipulate something. They need to, like, that's not good at all. Give me the energy again around Desiree Perez. Keeping up confusion, huh? And y'all just allowing her to do it, huh? Here, King of Pentacles has a nice solid little position. And Page of Cups, right? Page of Cups energy could represent somebody who does have a say and all of that. Like, I don't know this lady from a hell. Oh, who is this lady? This lady got moon energy. She is like, that's crazy. Hold on, let me see. Desiree Perez, girl, you got too much mess going on with you. Like, how y'all just allow this lady to get up in here just making all kind of mess and confusion? She's the CEO of Rock Nation, all right? CEO of Rock Nation. What is she known for? Co-founder and chief executive officer of Rock Nation. Desiree Perez has been a core member of the Rock Nation since 2008. She been with them since my daughter was born in 2008. Damn, that's 17 years. Prior to stepping into her current position, Desiree served as a chief operating officer for whom? Oh, let's see. This lady here is a certified troublemaker. Um, let's see. She's a certified troublemaker. So this is what they say she does. What does Miss Desiree? Let me see. She works with some of the biggest names in music, sports, entertainment, including artists like Rihanna and Meg Thee Stallion. So she represents some people now. So, mm. Rock Nation wants Desiree Perez's daughter held in contempt over Tasha K interview. Ooh. So her daughter did an interview with Tasha K. Wow. Alleges that she spent almost 2 weeks in a psychiatric facility for no good reason. Alleges that her mother orchestrated this by falsely accusing her of being suicidal. So Desiree's daughter obviously is saying that she is being mistreated. Give me the energy around Desiree Perez's daughter. Does Desiree Perez's daughter have any like mental health issues? Or did Desiree Perez falsely put her daughter in a psychiatric place? Was this not necessary? Give me energy around her daughter. Her daughter does struggle with some mental health issues, guys, or some stress issues. So if you were to pull your, I know you can't pull somebody's medical records, but if you were to pull her record, she does have in her messages that she struggled with some issues over the years. She even had King of Wands energy, Four of Cups energy. She has the Five of Pentacles. Those are anxiety, stress factors. Somebody who could have some they're not making enough improvement. Does show it can even show she's been in and out of stuff, like problems and stuff like that. Listen, they got a lot of people that's dealing with their kids and their kids are having struggles with life, sometimes mental health issues, etc., etc., etc. I feel like Desiree Perez will also continue to get exposed as well. When you look at some of her messages, give me the energy around Desiree Perez getting exposed more and more and more for her shady dealings. Yeah, she has the Six of Cups. Six of Cups about people coming forward. Temperance also too coming through. This talks about like people are going to be focused on like her behavior, what she does, how she does it. She's not a bad person to everybody, and everybody doesn't dislike this lady, but she does have Six of Swords energy. She's got a lot of enemies. So she's got a lot of enemies. They got people who support. Listen, in every organization, we got people who are gonna feel that they've been negatively impacted or affected. Then they got people that are gonna feel like this person is a great person, right? I just saw something about Meg Thee Stallion was on stage thanking Rock Nation and shouting them out. It's all good when you're on the good side of them. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get on the bad side of them, that's when you start crying with the rest of them. Anyway, y'all. So, Colin Kaepernick, I definitely feel like there was something happening with him behind the scenes. When you look at like his journey, I just feel like he shouldn't have taken any type of settlement. I feel like he should have kept fighting, didn't take a settlement, fought for his position, kept it going. I felt like he folded too soon. I felt like at the time it just felt like he protested a couple of times. Then there was a settlement thing. Then he was trying to get back in there, and then it's like it. I don't know. That was I perceived it like you didn't stand on business too long. You know what I'm saying? It just felt like you just kind of like, I don't know what was what was happening, but it just made me feel like It just made me just I'm just saying how I felt. I felt like it was just like, okay, we took the knee a couple of times, we tangled up a little bit, then there was something about a settlement. The next thing you know, you wasn't playing, and you was trying to see what team, but nobody was really trying to take you. But again, it's like, dude, if you fought your company, took some sort of any type of settlement, or made some sort of agreement, what company wants you to come back if you was creating drama with them, even if you were on the right side of it? No company. I know one thing: if an employee worked for me and started going make protests and bringing negative, you know, public publicity to my company, uh, and then they want their job back, they gonna go stand in hell on a hot ass day. But anyway, Desiree Perez, Jay Z, Rock Nation. It feels like y'all gonna start to see a real downfall. And Beyonce not gonna be able to help y'all. I know a lot of Beyonce fans be fighting for their life. I mean, I love Beyonce too, but y'all gotta watch how y'all do business and how y'all handle people, because I definitely feel like that whole thing with Drake and Kendrick Lamar, and notice the guy from TDE made a comment about Nicki Minaj, and now Nicki Minaj, what are you doing? You just spending all day long online, just tangling up with people, girl. What is happening? Like, when man say put you in a blender, you know what time it is. You from the streets. That just means you would have been getting like Drake. He got put in a blender, and his career has been trash ever since. That man didn't mean that like that. You over here calling that Republican lady. What is going on? I mean, he shouldn't be talking about Nicki Minaj either. But Nicki Minaj feel like you could tell she's just online, reading all the comments, getting in all the tea. She's just basically at home, like some of these people, just consumed with like what's being said on social media about this person and that person and this situation and that situation. She just consumed with it. Something's really going on. Listen, even me being on social media, having a platform, having on this platform, having a channel, I'm not consumed by it. Like, if you get into all of that, that's how you get into trouble. But, give me the energy around the man that said he was going to, like, was this man making a comment about trying to hurt her? Or was he just being, I took it like you was going to be like Drake. Give me the energy. Was this man talking about violence, or was this man talking about, like creatively? Tell me what y'all think. You know what? Let me let y'all speak. Tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think that like the man was trying to actually threaten her, or do you feel like the man was just talking in a way like, you will, will do you like you did Drake? Give me the energy around. Was this man threatening her violence, or was this man speaking from a creative standpoint? Hermit. Queen of Wands. He's talking about her career. When you look at the Queen of Wands, or you look at the Wands, Wands represents your creativity, like what you bring to the table. Wands has a lot to do with like, your creativity, your imagination, like the thing. That's what that talks about. She has the Six of Pentacles here in the messages. So he doesn't have any cards of violence, so like Six of Cups as well. Six of Cups could talk about like, in reverse, like affect your reality, affect you. He does have an Ace of Swords with her though. That talks about like, so I think two things can be true at the same time. It's like saying affect you creatively, but listen, you up here calling the FBI and Republicans on this a street person, it could get kind of go there. The Ace of Swords can represent confusion, brutality, chaos, pursuits, violence, vex, cruelty, tyranny. So it can be two, but the first thing is her career or her creativity, affecting her creatively, right? That's what that talks about. But the last thing that was under there was a little air of a threat. So two things can be true at the same time. But the first thing he was talking about, like in his first intention, was like bringing her down. So I kept saying to y'all on that last video, I don't want to make this too long. I kept telling y'all on that last video, like it to me, I feel like Nikki is kind of like looking at TDE, that group of people, as people who are trying to be on bullshit. And I said that this is the group. What's this boy named Kendrick Lamar is from TDE. So I feel like all that stuff have to do with, a lot of that stuff have to do with like when Drake had that battle with these people, So Nikki is seeing them, seeing all of this as a strategic move to bring people down. But anyway, this is gonna be on what's this guy's name? Colin Kaepernick. It's truly on Rock Nation, Desiree Perez. Make this down. You laughing now, but you might want to be careful, because if they doing this to people, big artists, big sports people, don't think they're gonna do your little country I'm from the country too, but your little country ass something. So be careful, be careful with them. Be careful with them shit. Like look what they doing out here. All right, I'm out. Peace and blessings. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. And we're not gonna be doing Nicki Minaj every day, but Nicki Minaj seems to be on a real, she's stepping on it. She's keeping her foot on the neck jam. So I'm gonna have to talk about it. Peace. Bye.